Hello and welcome to Solidworks Station. My name is Stuart and in today's tutorial we're going to look at Model Mania from 2001. Model Mania, for those of you that don't know, comes in two phases. The first phase looks at completing a product with given dimensions on an engineering drawing sheet, and then phase two looks at making amendments, making changes and manipulating your model to become something a little bit different. So let's have a look at phase one for this one. Here it is. Here is phase one for the 2001 Model Mania. We're going to tackle this in probably four sections. The first section I'm going to look at is going to be the backplate here, which is this bit here, 20mm thick, 64 by 96mm wide backplate. And then I'm going to concentrate on this kind of like back section here, this back supporting section, which can be seen here. I'll then move on in the third step onto this cylindrical extrude that comes through with an extruded cut through it. And then finally I'll move on to the rib section, okay, which is this section here, and then place in the two counter bore holes. If you experience any problems, any difficulties with this Model Mania or with any other of my Model Manias on my Solidworks Station YouTube channel, then please get in touch. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. Best of luck everyone, and let's get started. Okay, so I've opened up SolidWorks. I'm going to go to File to start off with, New and Part. I'm going to go into a right plane and normal 2. And we're going to sketch to start off with. I said I was going to do this in four sections, the first section being the back plate. So we've got a 96mm by 64mm by 20mm thick. Now, rather than drawing a center rectangle, for example, and extruding that, I'm going to show you an example of how to use the thin feature on SolidWorks. So all we do is go to Sketch, we go to Line, and we draw a line down from our origin point. It's always best practice to make sure that we've got a known reference point when drawing engineering drawings. So our known reference point is going to be our origin 0, 0. Let's give this a smart dimension of 64 for the height. Okay, and then from here we're going to go to Features, Extrude Boss Base, and Tick has already been placed in Thin Feature. We want the direction 1, alright, to be mid-plane, and that is going to be our width, so 96mm. So we're going to put 96mm in here, like so, and then here where it says thin feature, currently it's in one direction, so it's going forward, okay, of the origin. We're going to change this to, in fact we're going to flip it, okay, so it goes backwards from the origin point, and we want a thickness of 20mm. Alright, like so. Once you've done that, just press the green tick, Control 7 on your keyboard, you'll get a nice isometric view in the center of your screen. That's step 1 complete. Well done. Okay, so step 2, I'm going to look at producing this feature here. There's a few dimensions that are of interest to us, which is the 45-degree angle that it's bent up at. It's got a radius of 15. This line here sits at 146 by 64, and it's 12mm thick, and we've got a distance here of 32. So let's go into SolidWorks and let's see if we can draw this up. So I'm going to go into my right plane and normal 2, and I'm going to get a line. I'm going to draw a line horizontally from my origin and up roughly at 45. I'm going to get a center line. I'm going to draw that in that was on the drawing. Just collinear, doesn't have to be from the midpoint. And then I'm going to smart dimension this up. So from there to there, I know that was 45. I know that from this point to this point here is 146. And from this point to this point was 64. I'll go back onto the drawing and just show you that. So there's the 64, there's the 146, there's the 45-degree angle. this line and this line, okay, I'm going to make perpendicular. Okay, let's sort the 45-degree angle out again. So dimensions, I've got this one to here. I know that that was 44. I know that from here, let's just check the drawing again. Okay, this was 64 diameter. Okay, so from here to here should be 32. If I go across the center line, this should be 64. And I've got a radius in here of 15 millimeters. Okay, and green tick. From here I'm going to go to features, extrude boss base. I'm going to reverse the direction of my thin feature and make that 12 mil. I'm going to go mid plane with this and 64 in here, like so, and green tick. And then you'll notice on the drawing, okay, that this is actually rounded. Okay, so it's a fully rounded end piece here, so I need to choose that in the fillet command. So if I go to fillet, and I'm going to choose a full round fillet, and 3 boxes here, so I just click in this one first, second, whoops, second, and third, like so. Give you a preview and just green tick. Okay, and that's the second step complete. Well done. Okay, so the next part that we're going to do, part 3 of this, is going to be the cylindrical shaft that comes out of here with the extruded cut. So we've got a couple of dimensions to take into consideration. The first one is a diameter 52, and the second one is the extruded cut, which is going to be diameter 32. So let's get those into SolidWorks. So we're going to click on the face we're interested in, which is going to be this face here, and we're going to go to sketch, and we're going to produce a sketch of a circle. Just move around. If I hover over the point here and then go to the center of my circle, you can see a center point has started to appear there. Okay, so I need to sketch out my circle. I need to smart dimension that up, and that was a value of 52, so put our 52 in there, and I need to extrude this out by 32. So features, extrude boss base, extrude 32, and green tick. Okay, now I need to go onto this face and sketch a circle, just hover over my circumference, and I should get the center point there. Sketch out my circle, then smart dimension this one up at 32. 32. Features, extruded cut this time, and we're going to go through all like so, and green tick. And that's step 3 done. One final step, which is going to be step 4. Okay, so now we're on to part 4 of this design. So we're going to look at this rib feature that flows down here, and then we'll finish with the 2 counter bore holes at the end. So dimension wise, things that we're looking at in this one, we're looking at this 26, okay, is quite important. The R55 radius here is also quite important. The rest of it, from what I can see on here, is pretty much just an offset of the original shape that we put in here. So I'm going to offset that off by 26, do a little bit of trimming, put my R55 radius in, and then give this the thickness that it needs of 12 millimeters. Right, let's go into SolidWorks and let's have a little look. I'm going to go into a right plane to start off with, and normal 2, and then from here I'm going to go to sketch, and I'm going to just pick up this line hold down control this line and this line. I'm going to type in offset up here. I'm going to offset entities by, let's have a little look. Yeah, 26 mil. So we're going to place our 26 millimeters in here. Reverse. Okay. By clicking that button, it's flipping to the other side, and that's fine. And green tick. Okay, from here, I need to trim this line back, but I can't at the moment. Okay, I need to convert this particular entity. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to say convert entity. I'm going to click on it again. I'm going to make it for construction, so I'm able to trim against it and it doesn't interfere when we make a feature out of this rib in a little bit. So trim entities, trim to closest, and just trim that up. Alright. Now from here, I need to put in my R55 curve. Now, you could draw a circle, you could make it coincident with this point, you could make it tangential to this point. However, I'm going to use perimeter circle. Okay, so use perimeter circle, left click on this point, left click anywhere on this point, and then just click anywhere over here is fine. I'm going to draw a center line down from my origin, down to this point. That'll help me trim. I'm then going to go to Smart Dimension and Smart Dimension this up. Let's check the radius again. Yeah, 55. So put 55 in there. Now, trim entities. I like to use trim to closest, so we're just going to trim away that point and that point. Then we're going to go to features. We're going to go to rib. We're going to put in our 12 thickness. Make sure it's central, okay, and green tick. Okay, and that's the rib feature done from this section, and we'll move on now to the counter bore holes. Okay, so the last things to do for this particular Model Mania 2001 Phase 1 is to look at the counter bores. So we've got 2 times M6 counter bores to put in, 32 up and 18 millimeters in. I'm going to put this one in to start off with. Once I've done that and that's in position, then will use the right plane to mirror this feature across to the other side. And then to conclude, I will look at producing the R2 typical fillets around the outside of this particular shape. I'll probably go in and edit the appearance of that, change the colour of it maybe so it's a little bit more prominent and stands out. And then we'll create another video for Model Mania 2001 where we'll look at creating phase 2, where we're looking at the changes that are being asked to be made. So let's flip into SolidWorks and let's click on this phase here. We're going to go to Hull Wizard, choose our counter bore, check that we're in the metric system. I'm going to use a hexagonal bolt. It doesn't specify on the drawing, so I'm going to go with the hexagonal bolt. M6 is chosen. Go to positions and just place it into an A position for the time being. Now go to Smart Dimension and Smart Dimension this up. So to the edge was 32 and to this edge was 18. So pop our 18 in there. And then we can confirm that, and go to features now, mirror, choose our right plane. It's mirrored that over. If this feature wasn't in there for whatever reason and it was blank, just simply click on the feature and it will appear on the other side. Next we're going to go to our fillet, constant size fillet. We're going to put 2 millimeters in here and then items to fillet. I'm going to select a circle down this edge here, across this edge here, across this edge, back up the other side, and I'm going to do that as one fillet, and then I'm going to go back into fillet and I'm going to fillet all the way around there and green tick. And then I'm going to go into that fillet. I'm going to go to its appearance, and I'm just going to go to a solid colour, red, okay, and just drag that onto that fillet all the way around. Okay, I'm going to do exactly the same with the other one. So fillet 4, appearance of the fillet, solid red, drop that on, and green tip. Might as well edit the material of this as well. So if I just minimize these just to make it a little bit neater. Okay, so I'm going to go now to material, just right click on that, go to edit material, and it's not specified on the model, not that I can see anyway. Let's have a little check. Phase 1, no, can't see anything on there, so we're just going to choose a let's go with steel normalized. Apply and close. Okay, what they could do, they didn't do it on this particular Model Mania, but what they could do, and what I've seen in recent years, is for them to ask you a mass of this. What is the mass of the final product? And it's really simple to do this. Just ensure you've got the Evaluate tab open just by right clicking here. Got Evaluate open, just go to the Evaluate tab and go to Mass Properties, and the mass will be given. You'll see it here, so density, there's our mass. We've got volume, surface area, and they might ask you a question on that. But there you go. There's phase 1 of Model Mania 2001 complete. I hope you've enjoyed it. Any questions at all, drop me a comment in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. And I'll see you again in the next tutorial, which will be Model Mania 2001 phase 2, where we'll look at making some changes to this after we look at the engineering drawing. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to Solidworks Station, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.